Today's country and your all-time favorites, 95.1 The Bull. Rob Getz in the bullpen for our community conversation brought to you by our friends at Floyd County Medical Center online, fcmc.us.com. Joining us on the line this morning here on the Morning Roundup for community conversation is Mayor Bobby Schwickerath here, our Mayor Monday on a Tuesday. Bobby, thanks for joining me today.
You bet. It doesn't quite have the same ring when it's on a Tuesday.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it just depends on the day. And of course, with the heat going on, things are definitely heating up with you guys. I mean, we have, now we're going into fall here. We got quite a different things to kind of go down the list here. You guys recently had your council meeting, and how did that go?
Good. So a couple things we touched on at our council meeting. So we are selling off one of our old police cars. It's a 2014 Dodge Charger. We just approved it last night to accept sealed bids until September 18th at 5 p.m. Those can be dropped off at City Hall, and then we'll open them on the 18th at City Council meeting, and we'll take it from there.
All righty, sounds good. Of course, yeah. Well, you have the Charger there for sale. On to next thing in the there was a note about some progress on the phase 3 of the Tribe Trail here, in which something about a purchase affidavit. Could you elaborate a little more on that?
Yes, so it was back in March. We actually approved this purchase of this section of land for $4,000 for the final phase of the Tribe Trail. This was just the signed agreements of everything. Everything is great with Leibolds now. They're in agreement with what we're doing. So we're excited to finally have this final phase all signed and done. Now just the construction phase will be all that's left. So we'll be excited to see this trail completed. I know it's been a long time coming, but we're super excited to have this thing done. And I know Megan Baltus, the one who's really headed this project, is excited to see this thing come to an end too.
Absolutely. Mayor Bobby Schwickerath joining us here this morning on the Morning Roundup for a community conversation here, 95.1 The Bull. Before we get to our next point here, since you mentioned, of course, with the trail, also thing that worth mentioning, I noticed ground's already starting to break with the inclusive playground, of course, over at Runyon. And how's that coming along?
That's been coming great. They had all of the concrete poured as of last week. I do believe they're putting equipment in yet this week. I haven't been past the park yet because it's too hot to go outside. But as far as I know, they were planning on setting equipment yet this week. So I would say here by fall, we should have the equipment up and ready to go. Again, super proud of that committee for the work they've done and to get us to this point, because as we all know, it's a lot of work to get that kind of project off the ground, and for them to get this far this quickly has been impressive.
Yes, and I stopped by yesterday on the way back to the Charles City area from New Hampton and took a couple of pictures. So you'll be seeing that, of course, on our website, 951thebull.com. And Mark will, of course, elaborate more on the progress for the inclusive park. On to another note on the council meeting last night. You guys were talking about a dog pound update. Could you talk more about this as well?
Yeah, so we had a state inspector come by and just check out the dog pound area we have up at the treatment plant. It was not up to code from what the state would like to see. So I know between SNAP and our police chief, Tim Peterson, they got a hold of a fencing company. We got all new fencing put in, so it's up to code. The state inspector was by again last week and looked at everything, and he was very happy with the updates that were made. There's a few small things we need to fix up yet, but otherwise we're up to state code. I know they're happy. A big shout out to SNAP for being a big help with this project to get it done. They do a great thing for the pets around here. I know we've adopted a dog through SNAP before, so we do appreciate the work that they do. And a big shout out to the police department too, and the treatment plant guys for helping out and getting this project done pretty quickly.
Speaking of the wastewater treatment plant, more is going on there with the updates on progress of that as well.
Yes, so we had our engineering group get back to us with some financing options. We had talked way back, I believe, in March or April. We had an initial meeting on the different options we had for financing, and we kind of had one option we really liked with SRF program. It's a little better interest rate for all of that. So they kind of broke down that one plan into 5 plans, some different options for us and how we can increase rates between residents and in industries to break up the plan. So roughly, we're looking at $27.4 million for the project as of right now. Realistically, we're probably a couple years out yet to start the project, so that number will probably creep up a little bit. But we're trying to figure out how we want to split it up between citizens and industries. We're going to meet again in September as a committee and kind of go over things. I know we are planning to kind of have an open meeting with the community to kind of fill everybody in on what we're looking at. So hang tight, everybody. We're still moving forward with the project. We're just trying to figure out what's going to be the best scenario for us as a city.
Mayor Bobby Schwickerath joining us here this morning here on the Morning Roundup, 95.1 The Bull. One that's been kind of a topical thing in our area here and been kind of making the rounds on social media. Could you tell us more about this next issue here we have on the list for today?
Yes. So as New Hampton residents have seen, we've had some issues with Jendro and glass being in the street. I know we've had some issues here and there. I know this problem has become bigger here recently. They have a hole somewhere in their truck. They had patched it, but it seems like the patch is not working the best. City Hall has been in contact with Jendro on the issue. Recycling happens again next week, so we are going to watch the issue. If any citizens do see glass in the street after recycling this next week, please reach out to City Hall, and we are going to let Jendro know. And then we're also going to send the street sweeper out if your street does have glass to get that cleaned up for you. And then Jendro is actually going to cover that cost if we need to get it cleaned up. So the issue has been addressed. Jendro understands if we have to get it cleaned up, but they are working on getting their trucks fixed so we don't have this issue anymore.
All righty. Well, final topic of interest, of course, this week we got, of course, back to school for New Hampton Community Schools here. And we want to just remind people of a couple of different pointers and tips, things as we're heading on into this week. Right, Bobby?
Yes. So, of course, with school starting tomorrow, we're going to have a lot more foot traffic around the two schools and some more car traffic. So just a reminder for everybody to watch corners, watch for kids crossing streets, because, of course, kids aren't always the most watchful when they're crossing the street. So I'm asking the citizens to keep an extra eye out this week as we get back into the school season. And then also, too, with school starting, they do have early outs this week. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, they do have 2-hour early outs every day to start the week. So everybody keep your eyes out for the kiddos, and hopefully we'll have a good first week of school.
Absolutely. Stay cool and stay hydrated here as we get through this next couple of days here with the excessive heat warning that will be in effect till 8 p.m. Thursday night. For further information, though, Bobby, on any of those events we've discussed there or even general questions for you, Bobby, how can we get a hold of you?
Yes, so my Facebook page is always open. Message me there if you have any questions, and also you can reach out via email. That is mayorschwick@gmail.com. You can also just click on my email on the city site. They have all the city council members there as well if you need anything or have questions.
And probably once, again, a reminder for those who are interested in the council meetings, when do those take place?
So council meetings are the first and third Mondays of every month. They start at 7 p.m. in City Hall. Next month is a change, of course, because we have Labor Day as the first Monday. So our city council will actually be that Tuesday night at 7 p.m.
All righty. Mayor Bobby Schwickerath joining us once again here on the Morning Roundup. Bobby, thanks for your time here this morning, and we will rejoin here in another couple of weeks, getting into the new month, of course, for September. So stay cool, my friend, and we'll join again here pretty soon.
That sounds great, Rob. Thanks a lot.
Our community conversation here on the Morning Roundup brought to you by our friends at Floyd County Medical Center, online at fcmc.us.com.